What's up, guys? Good afternoon. We are live. We're live. We're going to try, hopefully, a new audio. As you can see, no earmuffs, no microphone right in my face. Can you hear me, Jerry?
What?
But the only time I'll have to use it is if we decide to do phone calls one day. So that takes the load off because that thing will rub my ear raw. So I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Let me know you can hear the sound real good. We tested it earlier. Everything was still good. Oh, now the sound is bad. Patty said the sound is bad.
That's Patty's hearing.
But we just literally just tested this. Hang on just a second, guys.
It doesn't sound right.
Oh, yeah. Let's bring it down. How's that sound right there? Hopefully, it is so crazy. It's only when you're getting ready to go live.
Exactly.
Me and Patty literally just did a live test a second ago, and it was perfect. Let's see. How's this sound, guys? Everything, some says sounds good. Yeah, you're going to hear an echo because I got my phone on. It's just for a second. Literally sounds terrible. Literally just did a test, so hang on just a second, guys. We're going to bring up Old Faithful here. Jared, we might have to get you to hook up that microphone over there. I'm going to turn mine on. I mean, literally, just did a test like 5 minutes before you walked in, and it was perfect. I've got yours turned up. You can try to talk. Maybe it was mine. You can talk, and let's see. So guys, let me know what I know. I know mine's good now. You know, this one right here is Old Faithful. I mean, it'll never let me down. But yeah, I mean, seriously, I'm not even lying. It was just a few minutes ago. Perfect sound, everything. Let me.
Well, how's mine sounding since that software is the same thing, or?
Let's see. Bring it up. I got to share it anyway. So, guys, I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Sorry about the sound. I mean, it's just like it plays a trick on you. It's like.
Kyle, we can hear you really clear now. I know.
I think Jerry. I think yours is sounding pretty good. Bring it up. I got to share it anyway. So, guys, I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Sorry about the sound. I mean, let me know how Jerry sounds.
Yeah, let me know how Jerry sounds here. Hey, it's got a real high voice. Casey, she very low. Okay.
Yours actually sounds okay to me. Yours actually sounds all right. It was like mine was just real loud.
That was yours yesterday too. What's the deal?
No idea. No idea. You don't hear Jerry? I could barely hear him. We can turn Jerry up now. That's not a problem.
All right. Can you hear me now?
So maybe it was me. Just let me know what y'all think about that. Jerry sounds very far away and low. Well, we're going to keep talking till we get it right. If nothing else, we'll hook up a microphone here in a second just in case. But just wanted to give an update with everyone. There is a new report of another coronavirus. We're now at 5. It's right there. We're now at 5 people. You know, and I did have the privilege of talking to 3 of them, I believe. One is pretty much almost fully recovered, which was great. The other person sound like they were pretty much getting over the rough part. You know, they did say it was rough feeling to them. Like a flu, maybe a little worse. You know, that was the feeling that they got, which you know, that's going to be your symptoms every time. So sounds like Jerry's in space. You're moonwalking. You're moonwalking, Jerry. You can moonwalk. I seen you do it. But hey, Johnny, what's going on? Sounds like he needs to move the mic a little closer to him. I'm serious, man. If you could have heard it a minute ago, it was beautiful. Maybe it's where it's going through Restream. Because see, I did it directly from here straight to Facebook. And when I did that, it's perfect. So maybe when you're going through Restream, maybe it's doing something to the audio, like the bit rate. That's very possible. You know, I ain't even checked the bit rate. And that's another reason why I was telling you about that other software I'm wanting to use, because OBS does not alter your bit rate, so your audio. And the reason that this microphone sounds so good is because it's already being calculated and into this board, because they're made for each other. So that could be. I know I'm getting all technical. I mean it, but that very well could be a reason. Yeah, like me. Like when I first started all this, it took a lot of reading, a lot of studying. Y'all can't hear him at all now. I tell you what, Jerry, let's go ahead and just get you a microphone right there, and we'll get Jerry with a microphone, and we'll play with these another time. Tried to get it done this time, guys. It's okay. That's why we have multiple spots here. That's fine. Ain't no big deal. But yeah, now YouTube could be good, because when I was listening to it on YouTube, it sounded great. But on Facebook, like I say, Facebook compresses your videos down to 720, which also means that they compress your audio. YouTube is full 1080. That's why we tell people, hey, if you want to watch in good quality, YouTube is the place to be. Go ahead. They'll just have to. Yep. No, that's fine. That was fine. I just switched it. Now that you're in front of that one. But, guys, we're going to talk about that here in just a second, because like I say, I had an opportunity to talk with with the people who were ill with the coronavirus. And also, people, I just want everybody to understand that we're also still very much under the prediction by DHEC by now. They predicted at 9 to 10 people. Now, am I saying that we won't have that by tomorrow? Who knows? But as of right now, we're looking at 5. Yeah, let's see.
Barry White voice there.
You sound much better now. So, sorry about that, but we got it fixed. And I thought I was not going to have to wear the muffs tonight, but it just wasn't meant to be this time around. Me and Jerry was literally just talking about having this new software that I'm talking about doing. And, it is what it is, Jerry. I think we'll be all right. I've got a picture. So now right down below you is me on a very little screen. So that
little guy in a big coat.
Little guy in a big coat. But, so prayers to the people who's affected by that with the coronavirus. But,
so she can't hear me.
Yeah, they probably haven't caught up to us yet.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they probably haven't caught up to us yet.
Quit confusing us.
Yep. But Dean, I'll get you just a second. Give me a couple seconds or a couple minutes, and I'll get you to call in, and we'll holler at you, because I don't even have it paired up to the board right now. But we did get some not good news as well. We've seen that Dario has decided to go ahead and be proactive and get ahead, in his words, get ahead of this virus. He was doing it for the protection of his employees. It definitely wasn't business related, because he was booming.
Yeah, okay. He had a crowd out there.
Yeah.
We went by there and got something, and it was a crowd. So he's sacrificing his business
Very much
to help people out here, which we all take note of that.
Yeah. Very, and that had to be a tough decision, because he knows that he has employees, and that had to be tough for him. He's a good Christian man, that one definitely is probably going to wear on him, but hopefully, again, it's just temporary. But this is what we're talking about, until until we can just rip this Band-Aid off, let's just go ahead and have the 2-week stay at home, because Georgia's doing it. North Carolina's already into it for a week now. Just think about that. If we'd have done it when North Carolina done it, we'd already be halfway done.
Right, we've been done with it, and we had and you know what? I don't think we're really going to see too much than we're doing now. I mean, it's almost, we're almost there to closing things down, but not all the way like the other states are. And it's all around us. Other people are going to come from other states down here to get things and do things, and that's going to bring it here.
Yep, exactly. It's Dario did close. It's unfortunately do I agree with the whole? I'm gonna call it semi martial law. It's not martial law because you can still go out and get your essentials and stuff like that. Do I like it? Do I agree? No, I hate it. But at this point, let's get it over with. Let's just do it, and let's see if we can actually flatten the curve, and let's get this over with.
Yeah, I think we need to get it over with. It's not because we got another new case.
Yeah,
and so it's not actually going away. And the way the stores has been, Walmart, all this right here, it's not going to go.
Well, fortunately now, the grocery stores are actually in good shape now. Yeah. They
ought to be.
They're in stock now, and Lysol and stuff like that is still kind of limited, but they are limiting people to how much. And again, while I'm on that, don't forget, if you have anything that you can spare or donate to local EMS, fire department, police department, please let us know. Either take it to one of your departments. I don't care. If you want to bring it here, that's fine. If you want to take it to them directly, that's great too. I'm still waiting on my big old shipment of sanitizer. It still ain't got here. I got half my order. So by the time I get it, it's going to be over.
I ordered it and got a big bottle of Clorox. And hey, Johnny, Heatherly, she said, hello, Kyle.
Hey, what's going on? And summer's coming, and do you think it's necessary or beneficial? I believe that it's, I can't say it's beneficial because this is new. So there's no way for me to say it's beneficial. I will tell you how it can benefit for 100% fact. It can benefit because it keeps people off the road, and automobile accidents are an incredible high amount of deaths. So that's definitely going to benefit, but
I'm wondering, after this is over with and we're getting into the summer and where people, go to these, like to the beach and everything like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are having to use their vacation right now for this. Is it going to hurt the economy then? Yeah. Because people don't use their vacation up and jobs have got to go back to work and catch up on manufacturing. And, I think we're going to run into something there.
Yeah. I mean, and then, a lot of people are, there's some people out there who are still doing what they're supposed to do, pay your rent, pay your bills. They're able to, there's some people who are taking full advantage and thinking that they don't have to pay rent or your power. That's not the case. They're just not cutting you off right now. But when the government says, okay, everything back to normal, guess what? Those 2, 3, 4 rent bills and power bills that you just thought that you didn't know, and you went and blew that money wherever you thought that you was partying it up. I don't know what you're doing with it. It's going to come due. That bill's going to come due. So you need to continue doing what you're supposed to do, pay your bills, as best as you can. Rent should always be first, of course.
Exactly, because you still got to live there. When the virus goes away, you still got to have a place to live.
But the numbers for this virus is dangerously close to what the flu is. I've been watching. It's almost to the T of what the flu is.
Well, it's kind of like that, basically about what it is, except a little bit more detailed.
And I said that to you the other day. I said, I don't know why they didn't name it like how they do swine flu, bird flu, whatever. Why this thing is so similar to the flu, they should have gave it the definition of flu. I don't care if they would have said COVID flu, it's just so, because a lot of people are starting to wonder, and I don't know if this is going to be. I don't see how, because it's going to eventually die. The flu seems to kind of hug around. I believe COVID, once it goes away, it should be gone. But a lot of people are wondering if this is going to be an every year thing, just like the flu. And if it does, they definitely need to redefine it into a flu.
I seen Rodney Gibson put on there that he was running fever and got tested, but he's quarantined himself, and that's a good thing. He's not saying he has this or nothing, but he's saying that he just don't want to take a chance of getting someone else sick. So that's a smart thing. That's just being smart.
Yeah. I mean, hey Debbie, how's everybody? Yeah, it is. It's just like pneumonia. It's like a cold that that moves into your respiratory system, which can conduct pneumonia, and that's what the cold does. But this here, that's what it seems to directly go after, which is your lungs. And we're finding more out about it every day. It seems like they got more information on it, but I just, China, now China's talking about they're quarantining again because they're worried about a second round of the coronavirus. Right. And I'm like, what are you doing over there?
Well, Brad O'Shiel said something here, said the police had to come to Buffalo there and separate a couple get-togethers there. I'm just wondering how many people they have. Are they have a bunch of people there or what? I'm just kind of curious on that. Can you elaborate on it, Brad? I'm just wondering if it was like 10 or 15, 20, 30 people at these gatherings and they had to come and separate it. I mean, to let them know this. I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's a good question. Nancy said a doctor on TV said it will be back in the fall. See, I'm not saying nothing about you, Nancy. I'm talking about the doctor. How does he know?
Yeah.
We literally are learning every day about this virus. So the fact that a doctor is on TV saying that it's going to do, you can't put much stock in that because we don't even know how to fight it or cure it or vaccine it yet. So how does he know that it's going to return? And, those are dangerous assumptions. And that is something that needs to be, put to a halt until for a fact. And there's no way you can.
Well, we need to get over this first. So predictions, we've always got these, the ones that wants to predict so it's going to be back in the fall. No one predicted this. And I just don't think that using our precaution, I think we're going to be more cautious now after this. Mm-hmm. Even if it goes away, we're going to be more cautious that we're going to wash our hands more. We're going to be thinking about that. So we're going to be disciplined. And even during flu seasons or when the winter comes, I think we're going to be ready.
Yeah, I do too. But like I say, I don't see how even the doctors that are helping Trump, they even when they make a prediction, obviously their predictions are wrong because they predicted 2 million deaths in the U.S. They're way off. I mean, they're predicting 200,000. If they were taking math class, they failed, bad. I mean, that's a huge prediction and those two were two of the main ones who was helping with that prediction. And then come to find out they were wrong. So they've already overstated what this pandemic would have been. Now, if it had been 2 million deaths, that's a pandemic. That's about 10 about 10 times more than what the flu would have been. Yes, that's a pandemic at that point. But this right here is about the same amount of deaths with the flu. So that's why I say, if we don't label the flu a pandemic, how can we label this one a pandemic? That's the thing that I'm getting at.
And look, I know they're working on a medicine to kind of battle this. Edna made a good point on here just a couple minutes ago. I know polio, they give you little sugar cubes and preventive. There's a shot, for the flu they give you. Are they coming up with something that's going to help prevent you catching coronavirus?
Well, I mean, vaccines, vaccines, a lot of people are misconception about vaccines. They want to go, see, this is why you get vaccinated. No. Vaccinations do not stop you from getting the virus. It just tries to help you fight from dying from the virus. Ask any doctor. The doctor tell you it's not to help you keep it from getting it. It's just to help you keep you from dying from it. That's it.
Exactly.
A lot of people believe that once you get that vaccine, well, I'm not going to get the flu. I'll go dancing with the flu. No, you can't do that. It's just to help your immune system fight it off at the day that you do get it. And you're going to get it because in that vaccine, you have the flu. I mean, that's the way they build your immune system, like allergies. They put small dosages to build up your immune system. So that's why you see a lot of people when they get the first shot of the flu, about 2 weeks later, they have the flu. Yeah. I mean, you know.
And if y'all missing Mike, we miss him too. He's having to work.
Do not.
And he's Mike. He's missing you. He's just been whimpering all along. He says, "Well, I got to scrape the barrel and get somebody." And I just happened to drive by, and I was going to ship a package, and he says, "Hey, sit right here in front of this microphone a minute."
Well, I am kind of trying to figure out, there's no noises of the microphone being boomed around in my ear, no slurping on the milkshake. I miss that. Man. I miss that.
Yeah, Mike, could you bring us some milkshakes by here?
That's the hardest part with the Dario, man. That, my goodness. I mean, good gracious. I tell you what, though, what a celebration it's going to be when everything does get back to normal and people can go back out and, be back to their normal social lives and everything. And it'll also give an appreciation of what you do have. I know I do. I miss it.
Exactly. And it's going to get people think, not take for granted that, I can just go out and eat anytime. Or go out and go to this amusement or to go on vacation. Yeah. It's kind of bringing back the days when I was a kid, back in the early 1800s when they had them horses, and we didn't get to go out too much. And we kind of played around the house and neighborhood with other kids and things like that, and rode bicycles, got creative, built forts and stuff, and just got to be creative.
Yeah. And earlier today, and we're going to get to a few other things. There was a few more things that I did talk to a lady today that she runs a clothing store, which you never realize how many we have in this town. We're wanting to try to help them because, unless they're doing online, they're hurting. So we're going to try to figure out if you know somebody who has a store where they sell products, clothes, whatever, and it's a small business, let me know. We're going to try to get together something to where we do a huge online or on Facebook live broadcast of people showing off their merchandise and try to help them sell some stuff, keep the economy semi-going with these small businesses. So that's something coming up. We are still set on May the 16th. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't see it. I don't see May the 16th working out unless we just get some great news, which everything, if it goes according to plan, we're supposed to be on the back end by mid-April. Supposed to be. And then at the end of April, it's supposed to kind of flatline out, but I still don't think they're going to be entirely comfortable having huge crowds in May. So
yeah, I don't. It could just be letting us back into the system a little bit at a time. Yeah. But I'm on vacation next week like that, so we can do some of these retail stores maybe to go inside and set up and let them
help them out.
Show their merchandise.
Yeah. So, belt.com is back open. I do want to take 2 seconds to talk about that just for a second. This week here, I've dealt with 2 people. One did work at Belk's. He made a choice. He made a choice to make his phone calls, did what he did to me, and he paid the ultimate price. From what I'm understanding from Belk's, he lost his job. And I hate that. That is not the outcome I wanted. I hated that decision was made on his behalf. I appreciate Belk not saying they did it for me. I'm not even saying that's what they fired him for, but that had to contribute.
Well, any time, and I work for a huge corporation, and any time that you start getting involved with social media, either saying things about the company or taking it upon yourself, because they got PR people in these big corporations that are experts that handle situations. And then when someone undermines that can hurt the reputation of that company.
Yeah. And I think that's probably what ended up happening. Not the outcome whatsoever. I never want to see nobody lose their job, but you just gotta be conscious of what you decide to do. And, there was another little heated moment with somebody else that runs a local business here in town. you know, I understand people are mad. Their lives are turned upside down, but you got to be cautious of what you say and do. You know, you don't want to get in trouble or go to jail because you're ill and sitting at home, and Facebook is your outlet to put this frustration on. And sometimes when you might say something, you may think it's harmless, whatever, but you understand that, you know, what you do say, even on Facebook, it can bite you. And just when you're feeling bad like that, just get out, get in your car, go for a ride. You know, you need to get off Facebook, because Facebook can put you in a bad mood. If you sit on Facebook enough and you watch enough arguing and all that, it can put you in a bad mood, especially when you're quarantined in your house like this.
And that's that, you can call and vent on the KC show. You know, you can do that. People's done that and said things, and you know, Kyle don't take it really personally unless they really get personal. But as far as the businesses go, Kyle knows that a lot of these businesses, and we know that's really having to struggle.
Yeah.
And facing uncertainties, and we know that right there, and intentions are high. So, and that's why we'll be going to restaurants and things to try to ease some of that attention and bring some attention to these businesses.
Yeah, I mean, and we try to keep it as positive as we can, but you know, unfortunately, the biggest story is coronavirus, and then the side stories of the coronavirus. And like I say, this gentleman, you know, who was with Belt before. I mean, you know. That's a bad story. If the coronavirus wasn't happening, he'd still have his job.
Right.
That's the part that eats me up. You know, and it's and I did hear that Belk now is taking people's temperatures at the door and everything, and that is a start. But I have heard that Standard Textile will be closing come Monday. That's something I got a message sent to me that they'll be closing temporarily Monday to try to combat this. I believe Belt should follow suit, because that's a large gathering of people. Now Walmart is actually limiting how many people come into their store. Belt just needs to follow suit. Don't be the one that keeps this thing getting to DHEC's estimate. Don't be the reason it gets there. That will really hurt you. You know, if people start seeing, well, this person worked for Bell. Oh, this one does too. Oh, wait a minute. Now we got a problem. Don't even let it get to that point. I'm not saying it will, but would you want to take that chance? I wouldn't.
And my thing about Walmart is that why didn't they start doing this when all this is going on?
Yes,
instead of now waiting when it slacked up a little bit, now we're going to do this.
Yep.
And
especially when all the hoarding was going on, you know?
Right. And now they limit, you know, they have limits. And I'm thinking, why didn't you have it before?
It wouldn't have benefited them.
Yeah.
When you allow hoarding to happen, price goes up.
Yeah.
I mean, price of eggs, I seen in one shot on somebody's picture, I think the price of a dozen or 2 dozen eggs was like close to $6.
Yeah, it was 18 eggs.
18.
Yeah. So you're talking about a dozen and a half. And
that's ridiculous.
And I'm going to do some comparison on this from here to there, and that story will be coming up later on next week. And
absolutely,
we want to see where the prices range from here to 30 minutes away to Spartanburg, and why the prices are so high in these different places in the same products. Because, you know, here Union County is considered as a low-income county. So why are the low-income county paying more prices for food than the big cities are, and the distribution centers and stuff like that is less distance to here than it is in those areas?
I agree. And it's going to be, they're always going to have an answer. But it makes no sense. It really makes no sense. But the hardest part though is seeing these people who are not working, and then you see these prices jack up. Man,
exactly.
That is a bad combination. And if I can say this one time, somebody posted a post on their page talking about one of the people that they knew had the coronavirus, and this person was out and about. guys, listen. Just they got the coronavirus. It is a temporary thing. When they're quarantined by DHEC. When they're out, if they're out, that's because they've been allowed to go back out. They are quarantined. Don't treat them like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can really make somebody feel terrible. You know, so if you know somebody, if you know somebody who has a coronavirus, you need to show them love. You need to show them any kind of respect and just support. You know, I don't want to go too far because you know I'm not going to say their names, but right now I know a few of these people that have the coronavirus. They're separated from their family and their kid. I'm trying not to say too much. Their kid, so they're already in some dire pain and they don't need more on there. Like when we were at Handy's yesterday, it was after you left, there was a lady coming out with some food in her hand. She had a box and there was a lady standing beside me who I was letting in the door. And she was like, yeah, we're not even really supposed to be out. We're quarantined.
I was there.
Was you there
yes,
when that happened? Okay. And you know, she wasn't talking about she was sick. Her husband has cancer.
Right.
And that woman, oh, then you need to go home. You know, that.
Yeah, he quarantined himself because he's acceptable to these diseases real bad because he has cancer and taking treatment. That's what it is, not that he was sick or the flu. Yeah. And people just go off the deep end seeing this thing.
That is what the media does. That's like when people are talking about, Kyle, you wasn't taking this virus serious. I still to a point am not, because of the fact that we have been through this. We go through this every year. It's called the flu. Look at the numbers. Yeah. They're level, which if a good conspiracy theorist goes, well, same symptoms as the flu, same deaths as the flu, same recovery as the flu. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck,
it's a duck.
It might be a duck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, you got to think, what came out of this? $2.2 trillion. Some countries really benefited from this. A lot of companies benefited from this. Think about it. China was on the verge of being overthrown. Their government was on the verge of being overthrown. Their people were in the streets every day. And they got their people off the street with this. Then $2.2 trillion. Yeah. Come on. That's not necessarily a conspiracy. That's just connecting dots. That's not necessarily a conspiracy in my world. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And, you know, I think media, news, and political, here we are in election year too, so we're going to have a lot of, if we wasn't in a election year, I think that this would have been kind of more downplayed, but now it's like, I'm going to get elected, I better get on board here and really start getting this because there's nothing else really going on in the news but the KC show.
Well, what's Nancy Pelosi doing? Blaming Trump. What's CNN doing? Blaming Trump. Yeah. What's half of these Democrats? They're blaming Trump. They're taking advantage of, and shame on them. And if Republicans are doing it, I haven't seen, you know, most time when I see Republicans talking, you know, they're talking about the stimulus and what the Democrats shouldn't have put in it and all this. I'm going to call it piss arguing because that is exactly what it is, in my opinion, is piss arguing. When we need to be worried about, okay, if this is a pandemic, what are you doing about it? You know, that's what I want to hear about. Right now, I don't give a crap about your little disputes with each other.
They need to come together.
They really do.
Yeah.
You know, when 9/11 happened, you know, Democrats and Republicans stood on the Capitol Hill and sang the American Glory. It was an American song. I'm trying to remember. It wasn't God Bless America. It was another song, and you know, that's the way it should be now. But instead, they want to use this as political gain. People's death as a political gain. People's sickness. and I'm not just talking about people who are sick with the coronavirus. There's people in hospitals who can't see their husbands, wives, daughters, and everything because of this. And you don't know what depression is until you put yourself in a place of somebody sitting in a nursing home who looks forward to seeing their family that once a week or twice a week. And now it's none for almost a month now.
That's a lonely feeling.
That is bad. That's when you just say, you know what? I'm kind of ready to go home. You know?
Yeah, I think sometimes we can be our worst enemies.
Oh man.
And come together, even like 9/11, the whole country came together. Well, let's come together now. You know, we're talking about the stimulus and all this and trillions of dollars like this. Guys, who's going to pay for it?
Exactly.
We're going to pay for it.
Exactly.
You might not think so, but we're going to be paying. Somebody got to pay for it.
Well, here's an interesting part of this. We're talking politics, so let me throw something at you that I have not heard nobody talk about. You know, they always talked about the Democratic side, the left side, talking about the Democrats' plan to write off education debt, to write off there was another one. It was educational loan debt and welfare for all, you know,
Right.
or care, healthcare. My goodness, healthcare for all, and it was going to be like close to $6 trillion, and the left like it's no problem. But now with this $2.2 trillion, the left's like, how are we going to pay for this? But they were fine with the $6 trillion plan that they're trying to put together over there to forgive education debt, stuff like that. I find it hilarious. Sometimes.
Yeah. But you
How
know,
they contribute.
I think they need right now to be more focused on let's get everybody back together and not worried about, because not only depression is in the nursing homes, it's depression in households where people don't, some not unfortunate enough when they get laid off or they don't have a job, they don't have any money coming in. If they do, it's very little, and it causes a lot of stress and a lot of depression. And so we got to look at our mental health through this.
Yeah. And that's, you know, that's why we try to go out and do these lives. We try to keep it as upbeat and peppy as possible, but you know, we feel it too. I mean, you know, sometimes it's hard, and then you hear stories of woe from these owners, from the waitresses, you know, and stuff that are just trying to work. I mean, you know, just not trying to point him out, but man, when we talked to Curtis before we went live, I mean, he was just so down, you know, and I understood it. You know, he did not want to shut down at all because he knew what it was going to be, an impact on his employees.
Right.
And, you know, it gets you down. It's hard to go live a couple minutes after that and be upbeat and peppy and happy. You know?
And I think we need to look at ourselves, too, is, I mean, really hoarding toilet paper. I mean, how greedy can you get when, if no one would have went in and did a panic buying and started buying up all these things right here, everyone would have had plenty.
Never knew where that came from or anything, but you know,
Really?
if
you think about it, it's funny, isn't it?
It is funny because I'm going to wait. You know, I've talked to these people that had a coronavirus. I'm going to wait till they're over with because I'm not bothering them right now. You know, we've talked. You know, they didn't mind talking to me. They actually messaged me, and God bless you for messaging me. If there's anything I can do for you, you know who you are. You let me know. I'll do whatever I can for you. But afterwards, after it's over, I would love to know, how was your toilet paper consumption after your, you know, you know what I mean? I mean,
Exactly.
you know, once they're better and they can kind of, well, I might have used maybe an extra little strip of it, you know, when I was blowing my nose or something like that, you know, but to need 200 rolls in the closet, I mean, come on. But on a different note, I have gotten in contact with Mr. David Craig, sheriff candidate. We are going to be scheduling things up with him to get him on. And we will have Jeff Bailey again next Thursday. We'll have Jeff Bailey live on the show, unless, I mean, even then, I think we'll still have him because it's just me and one other person, it'd be him. I mean, it's not like we're going to have a huge group here and we keep our social distance. But we're still going to have Jeff in here because we still got an election coming up.
Right.
You know, we still got to keep the world, you know, turning. But get David Craig on, and so that'll only leave 2 candidates left that if they choose to want to come on, they can, David Taylor and Robbie Hines.
Right.
That's it. The Democratic race is heating up already. It's going to be interesting. Unfortunately, I believe there's going to be some mud pies thrown here and there. Unfortunately, but
well, hope they keep it clean.
If they want to say some things that is impactful, not well, I seen, Robbie cutting grass, throwing grass out in the middle of the road. Come on, that's silly stuff. But if it's something serious, we need to know about it. But then don't forget, you're going to be on the other side of that knife. Why did you wait till now to release it? So be careful what you do, careful what you say with the election, because it can and it will bite you right in the butt. I seen, for a second, I seen that Frank Hart went live. I didn't get to see what he was talking about. I know they were having a little bit of issues.
Sound issues.
Yeah. I'm telling you, guys, y'all have no idea how hard this is. No idea how hard this is. But I didn't get to listen to him. I didn't know if he had an update. I don't know if they were maybe trying to have the council meeting on Zoom. That's what they were using.
They might have had.
So I didn't get to listen to any of that. Didn't get an update from them. Hopefully one day we can get Frank back on. That'll be good. It's time to move on from the pettiness on my side and his, and let's move on, and we got a town to worry about. I have a responsibility because I'm in the public. You got a responsibility because you are in the public. Let's figure out what we can do for this town instead of worrying about each other at this point. Because this town's hurting. Yeah, I mean, it's hurting.
Well, thank you, Joan Dorsey. There, I'll tell Edna that you liked her biscuit recipe.
It was wonderful. I'm telling you, she had half the town cooking biscuits the other day.
She did, yeah. And just going to let you know that's coming up next is going to be, she's going to show you how to make gravy.
Yes, need that. Lisa, they have reopened to be able to fish off the bank. You still got to practice your social distancing, but bank fishing only. The DNR did come out and allow that back, which I'm like, all right, well.
Somebody said it was come back saying it's closed. Johnny?
The playground is closed. And shout out to Rob Frame, who's keeping us up to date with everything. He's posting everything when something changes. Shout out to him for keeping the town updated. Thank you, Rob, for that.
Tell him who Rob is.
Rob he's the dispatcher at 911.
He's over it.
Yeah, he's over dispatching, and he really listens to people. He heard about the complaints on Facebook about there's just too many people playing basketball over at the city ball, and boom, next day it's closed like it should be right now. I'm glad these kids want to get out and play and all that, but there was like 50 people over there. It's just not the time for that, guys. I know it sucks, but we've all got to follow the rules. If we all don't do it, it don't work. When my dad was a kid, if he had 4 brothers, and if somebody did something and nobody owned up to it, what happened? Everybody got a whooping. Yeah. Everybody got the whooping, and that's kind of where we're headed. Some of us are doing what we're supposed to do. Some of us ain't. Soon enough, the governor's going to have to just give everybody that whooping and stay at home. And,
Yeah, and, we was over there at the park Sunday, Vietnam Veterans Day, Kyle and I was, and there were some people over there fishing and on the bank, but they also had the picnic areas. They were taped off. They didn't have the playground taped off, and I was kind of concerned about that part of it. Yeah. But there were some people out there fishing and all, and whether that's changed now or not, I really don't know.
It shouldn't. I mean, in my opinion, I don't like the boat banning, because you're taking people off a boat that they've got to keep their distance. Otherwise, you don't want your boats running in together. I mean, come on, that's just common sense, right? But now you're putting them on the bank.
Yeah. Where you can be, somebody can walk up through and shake your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Pat you on the back. So, what's up, brother? You got some
bait?
Well,
they're going to ask you, you catching anything?
Catching anything? I mean, so I get it. A lot of people were having parties on the lake and stuff like that, but see, there's still private private docks that people can go to and go right out on. So
Yeah, it's talking about the eggs being so high and everything like that. I can do without eggs a while. I mean, I don't have to have them, and a lot of the stuff you can. I remember back in might have been in the late '70s, maybe early '80s, something like that, where they had sugar price went way up there.
Yeah.
I mean, way up there. You know what people did? They quit using sugar,
Yeah.
and it was less than a month. It dropped down. You could buy it cheap.
Yeah.
It never went up again.
That's what's going to happen with toilet paper and all that, because once the people are not going to buy it once this is over because they're so stocked, and it's going to eventually catch up to all these price gouging companies, and how they're not held responsible. It really makes you mad.
And hoarders, guess what? You can't return that toilet paper when everything comes back.
Yep, that's it, and they shouldn't. I mean, that should never even been an option. But hopefully, me and Jerry get together. If mailbox store, let me see. It's never about me or my store. Like, sometimes I probably need to talk, but affordable title loans and the mailbox store, as of right now, we've just cut back our hours from 10 until 3, until we see what's happening here. We're trying to stay open as long as we can. We're just trying to combat the power bill here, because, like I say, as a business, you get a different rate. You get a higher rate. So, if we're running this power and we're not getting a ton of customers like we were before, you've got to figure out a way to kind of cut that fat off your power bill, kind of like how they were doing at Andy's, cutting down to one grill.
Yep.
I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. So as of right now, we are 10 to 3. We can fax copy, do everything that the library was doing for you. We can mail your packages and all that good stuff. Let us help you. And I know there's some people out there who are kind of in some financial strains. The Affordable Title Loans is offering title loans 30 days interest free, to try to get you over this hump. I wish I could do it longer than that, but that's the longest allowed by state limits. So, nobody else is doing that. There's no title loan company in the state of South Carolina that'll do that, and we're the only one. So we're just trying to do whatever we can do to help, even if it hurts us a little bit.
Well, and when we get in touch with some of the retails to come out there do live, some of the things that you can do to help us is be prepared. If you got items that you want to sell, make sure you got a number on them, or call and ask us what is the best way to do it. To sell some of our items or show some of our items. What is some of the best practices that we can get the most out of this visit that we do? So you're going to have to help us. We can't do it for you. We can come in and show live and show your items, but you're going to have to be either maybe a spokesperson of it or tell us about it, and we'll talk about it, and just show your items and see if you can't generate some business that you can either ship it to them or individually have them to come by a certain time, scatter them out to come by and pick them up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm putting this up here. This isn't going to be the most professional look, but it'll get the point across if I can get the text down there. It's really big right there on Jerry's face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it's in white. So there we go. Hopefully everybody can see that. Those are two places that I just don't think we're going to do much sponsorship. Like I say, we're still debating on that, but up on your screen as of right now, we have two places. If you feel like you want to help donate to the show, I was just talking to Jerry about a piece of equipment that I'm going to need to be able to do the things that I need to do for the for the debate and a couple other things. There's a piece of equipment is pretty expensive, like these new microphones that was supposed to help out. Them things are expensive, and as you see, I've still got to do some work with them. But all this costs money, and $1. If that's $1 help, and we're going to actually, as time goes on, we're going to start putting together a package that if you want to donate a certain amount every month, like $5, we're going to send you stuff for that. Once we get the paper part going back again, everything, we're going to have a lot of things to offer to people. But on the screen, you got two places, PayPal KDog2050 at yahoo.com. Had that thing for years. Don't judge me. Cash App as well. Again, money sign KDog2050. It's just always something I've had since I was a kid. Don't judge me. I do believe that's the year that I will take away. That's what I always said. I don't know why, but we'll see if I can make it that far.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, just like you said, the equipment's very expensive. The little lavalier mic that we wear right here that goes in that, just that little bitty mic with a little wire. I just purchased one, and it's $40, and those go bad. That happens, and you have to replenish them.
And that's not. He's not talking about this whole thing here. He's just talking about this part, just the wire itself. So, very expensive, and and the reason we do that is to make sure that we keep the quality up for you to stay tuned in. Really, I mean, that's what all that's about. Because if something is not crisp, not clear, you're not going to listen, and there's no point of us being here. And we might be letting you down, not giving you information to you because we don't have the proper equipment. So we're just trying to do everything we can. If you can donate, great. Not, don't worry about it. And this time right now, not really worried about donations. But and even if you do, it's more likely going to go to somebody else. Like I spent $500 on supplies to help EMS. If you want to help donate toward that, I'll be greatly appreciative. But I'm not worried about it. But it is something that if you want to help, and this is the only way that you can help, we'll make sure it goes to a good place.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that a lot.
Dennis can't see Kyle because he's way down there in the corner.
I'm too small. Yeah. I think he's saying he can't see it. Talking about the donation. Yeah, it's real light. Maybe I can darken it up just a little bit. Let's see.
Now we was talking about expensive as far as the hardware goes. That's just the hardware. That's not including the software that we have to pay for to generate even the text, to even generate the software of actually putting it on air. Because it's easy to do it by your phone, but not by this other stuff here. So it's a lot of hidden expense. But Kyle gives away a lot of stuff too. He gives away if he got $100 donation, guess what? He'd give it out to someone else that didn't need $200. Yeah. And I've seen that done by even pay forward on these restaurants.
And I love doing it. I mean, I do. I love doing it. Whatever I can do to help these, if that's what it takes, because hopefully, it's also networking, and hopefully they remember me when it's time for them for copying these, stuff like that. It is networking, right. But in the end, it's me simply helping to keep them going. And guys, y'all did a great job at Andy's, man. Y'all were blowing their phone up to the point somebody was complaining about they couldn't get through. And I love it. That's a good complaint. So thank y'all for that. We actually are going to be going out to Midway. Patty actually spoke with the owners, and though they are busy, they're down in other parts. They are actually kind of hurting a little bit. So we are going to go out there. We will be out there next week, guaranteed. Midway, we will be coming. We love y'all. I'll be honest with you. I thought that. I mean, come on, y'all were Midway Barbecue, man. Y'all were like at the top of the land in South Carolina. I just didn't think that it would be hurting y'all like that. It was no disrespect. But I promise you, we will be out there because we love you too, and you need our help. We'll be there, and I promise you, Kyle will have some chicken stew before he goes.
Oh, Kyle gets a lot of chicken stew, believe me.
That's why I'm kind of shocked. I'm like, man, I buy about $200 worth of chicken stew a week. But we appreciate everything, and if anybody has any ideas what we can do for the community, like Chuck Wright, I've seen where they were doing prayers for people. They were. You were talking about it where they were having people in their cars come around and do prayers. Well, that's a good thing. What would be an actual great thing to do is a drive-in movie. Nobody has to get out of their car.
Right.
You could distance them apart.
I think it's in Tryon or somewhere I saw it that had a drive-in. Yeah. And what a great concept. Yeah. I mean,
I have a projector, but I don't know if it's I got a screen, but I don't know if it's quite big enough to
I've got, goes across your whole door, this whole wall right here.
Yeah.
I got a screen.
Yeah. We might have to.
And projector.
Yeah, well,
and sound.
We might be able to dock it and
Do a
let
mini
them
one.
play both, play the same. I don't know. Or we could have one movie playing here and another one over here. I don't know. It's just, it would, and like I say, again, people can be socially distanced, have space. Like Patty was talking about how Roadhouse has, you can't even park next to each other. A little silly, but I get it. They got one parking spot, somebody's in, the next one is empty, then a car. Space, empty, so we could possibly look at doing something like that. Yeah. People wouldn't be able to get out of their vehicles, but see, the only problem I see is being able to get, whenever you have something, because that would more than likely have to be at the fairgrounds, you have to have EMS over there. Anytime you have any kind of event, you got to have them. So,
well, I don't know if they let you there, but you always got one of these, like for instance, the old Walmart place there. A lot of traffic is not in there no more. I mean, you got parking places that you can kind of do it there, and
maybe talk with Trad. Maybe
you wouldn't really have to have EMS there because just people could driving in the car and parking.
Yeah. So we'll look at, that's an idea. So as an idea just comes up right there. So we'll see where that goes. I definitely want to talk to, I'll be honest with you. I want to talk to Frank and talk to EMA. I don't want to put a burden on them.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? I don't see how that would be a problem. Everybody got to, you got to stay in your cars. Now, if somebody gets out of their car, that's the problem. Somebody gets out of their car and tries to go talk to somebody else. How are we going to be able to handle that? So that's the only problem I see. So
I say Greenwood and Shelby both has got. I think Greenwood's got 3 screens, and the food is awesome.
Yep. So there you go. So if we can't do it, there you go. Take a trip, take a ride. It don't matter if it takes all day now. You have nothing else to do. Go to Shelby, go to Greenwood, and enjoy it for at least a couple hours. You'll forget all about the coronavirus and watch you a good movie with your family and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? So, but so we really appreciate everybody watching tonight. I'm sorry about the audio issues again. I did test. I can even put the video up when I was testing it. It just is very frustrating in bathrooms. Great point, Nancy. Wow, I didn't even think about bathrooms. So that would be very hard. I guess they would just have to leave and go home,
unless they get porta johns that maybe gets them to advertise for them to use some porta johns and space them out.
Yeah, but
then you have to
when you have one person go in, you would have to immediately clean it. That would be tough. So they would probably just have to
hold it
or either go home, and whatever it is that you might have to do. It's not a perfect plan by no means.
It's just a thought.
It's a thought right now. Yeah. And we also need to keep in mind of the seniors. Keep in mind of the businesses. I'm trying to do everything in my power, guys. I need help. If you can think of some suggestions, give them to me. I'm wore slap out. I mean, I am as y'all can see. I'll put me up on screen. You see how tired I am. You see the bags. I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, he's
stress.
Yeah, it's just the couch I'm sitting on, and he's really getting wore out.
Yes. I wanted to sit on the couch, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah. No, Patty, when I first met her like that, she weighed 190 pounds, and now she weighs 90.
Yeah. Nah, she's going the other route, man. She's taking some medication to help put some weight on her. I think she took too much. So boom, 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 boom. I wish I had the little drum.
Yeah, you're gonna get the little drum, all right.
And let me tell you about this real quick. How about she went up to Roadhouse yesterday? See, now I'm pepped up. You hear me?
Yeah.
She went to Roadhouse. She should have been having her butt going there now to make up for what she did to me yesterday. So she told me that it took her an hour to get our food because that's how backed up they were doing to-go orders.
Right.
So if you took you that long to get your food and you're all the way in Spartanburg, I think it might pay to just open the bag. Let's make sure we have what we want. And what does Kyle love from Roadhouse? He loves their ribs.
Oh, yeah.
What was the one thing you think was missing out of that bag?
Patty ate them on the way home.
Patty ate them all when she came home. So all the ribs were not there. I was so mad, but it was like, you know what, whatever. Patty, to her credit, she did run up and put her pants on. I'm going back. I'm like, no, there ain't no point going back. But the steak was good.
Yeah.
The steak was good. I was so hungry for them ribs, man. We have a gift card I've been holding on to since Christmas and boom. But they did take care of us. They gave us a credit. So
well, that's good. People stay safe, especially nurses and doctors. We do thank y'all tremendously because we know the stress, the hours that you're having to, even more so than normal. And we're thankful for you, and we pray for you.
Yes, absolutely. And if anybody needs anything, please let us know. We may not be able to provide it, but we hopefully can find someone who can. And don't forget to check out Mr. Jerry. See, this is the part where that other software can boom, put it up there real quick. Don't forget about checking out Jerry at
Down Home with Jerry McKee.
And he does a every Sunday broadcast of Presbyterian Church in Gaffney.
Beach Street Presbyterian Church.
Yep. So make sure y'all check him out. Share it. If you can't watch it, don't mean somebody else might not need to watch it. And share it. Help him out. Give him as many share because he does a lot for this town. Way before the KC show was even thought of, he has been doing a tremendous amount for this town and still continues to do so. And we need more people like Jerry. We really appreciate him and Miss Edna. I love Miss Edna. She made the world in Union a little bit better the other week. She brought it was a little light in a dark time. I mean, she really just it was needed. It was like
and
needed.
To highlight her day, she went to Bilo, was coming out, and some lady in there says, she's a celebrity right there. She makes biscuits and all this right here, and that Edna's short, so she was 6 foot tall when she left.
She's sweet though. She is so sweet, and I knew that took a lot of guts from her because she's not really a big camera fan, to be in front of. So it took a lot for her to do it, and she did it at the perfect time. So thank you, Miss Edna. We love you, and Mr. Jerry, thank you for helping fill the void tonight. You didn't make as much noise as Mike, so we're gonna have to get you to pick that up next time. A lot of moving the microphone around. We're gonna need you to do more.
Yeah, I got to. I'm lazy.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You got to get up and go find something to eat during the middle of the show. You got to do better.
French fry hanging out of my mouth.
But guys, thank y'all. Make sure y'all go and help these restaurants out tonight. You got Mexican. You got your hamburgers over here at Hart's. You got your hamburgers at Bantam Shelf. You got plenty of options still out there. We do hate that we've got about 5 restaurants that have decided to shut down. That's unfortunate. But when they do come back, it'll make you understand how much you took them for granted while they wasn't there. So that is a benefit to it. But that just means now that's more time for you to take your time and your money and go to these other restaurants that are still open, like Jerry said earlier, and support them. So there is a benefit to that. Just hate it to be done that way. So, guys, we love you. Thank y'all for watching. Jerry, thank you for being here, and I appreciate you. I'm sorry I couldn't get your name up under there, but I'll have you. I'll have you right. Hopefully by next week.
Yeah.
Because I might need you again with Mr. Mike on 12 hours. So he's bless his heart, he's working to death. So. Guys, we love y'all. Y'all stay safe. If you know of anything that you think we need to know, let me know. It always stays private. Your information will never, ever be released to anyone for any reason whatsoever. So if there's something that you need me to know to help you, like I'm almost to the point of almost hundreds of employees that message me from Belks. I mean, now they're doing something. If that's what it takes, if I got to take a little heat to help you out, I don't care. That's fine. Your safety, your rights, and everything else is what I care about. I care about you. I'm glad Belks is here, but I don't care about Belks. I care about you. I mean, and that's truthful. That's not buttering your biscuit. No offense to Edna there. It's really not trying to butter up to. It's the extreme truth. I take it. when that guy called me, it upset me at first, but I'm like, afterwards, I'm like, I got to be doing something right.
Yeah.
I got to be doing something right. I'm pushing the right buttons, and guess what? Now,
just getting the information out.
Sounds like Belts doesn't have to possibly deal with the guy that they wasn't really popular, and a lot of people didn't. Sound like it might have worked out a little bit for them, but still need to worry about their protection. I believe that they truly do need to shut it down just for their protection. I understand Belts know what they're doing. They don't need a guy on a podcast telling them what they do, but maybe you sometimes need to hear some advice to kind of push you to maybe make that right decision.
And take care of your employees if you do.
And they'll take care of you. You take care of them, you show them you care. I promise you, they'll take care of you in the end. And, just be the person. Just think of their employees as if it was your daughter, your son, or your mother out there. Don't think of them just as, employee number 645, whatever. It's just ridiculous. But guys, we love y'all. Jerry, thank you again for being here. We'll see y'all again. I did not do any kind of charges. It's on there. I think he got. I didn't even really want him to get that. I hate that, but it settled itself out. Belt handled it the way they felt like they needed to handle it. And that's it. I had no impact whatsoever on that. That was all them. But Jerry, somebody says something about maybe a little prayer. Is that
Sure.
a request? Can that be a request?
I sure can.
Well, let's do it.
Okay, let's all just pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to come to you and leave everything in your hands. You know what's best for us. You know how to guide us. We pray for the ones that are out of jobs. We pray for the companies and businesses that are out of work and losing and uncertainty. We know we got a lot of uncertainty times, Father, but also we see the glory that you show us, that we are come together as families and doing things now that we should be doing all along, even with the gifts that you give us. Don't let us take for granted what you give us, Father. We ask, Father, that this virus will be wiped out according to your will and your glory. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jerry. Guys, we appreciate y'all coming and being a part of the show. We will be having a new software coming soon. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but this software is going to be very, very different. You're actually going to be able to vote live inside of the show while it's live polling and everything. We're really going to get deep to where you're involved more. So looking forward to that. Like I say, it is an investment that I've been sitting here kind of sweating a little beads or two over, but I think y'all are worth it. So thank y'all for any help that y'all can give, and we appreciate y'all. And also, if you don't have PayPal, Cash App, you want to send something, 231 Thompson Boulevard, Union, South Carolina, 29379. If you want to donate that way, put something in the mail. That's absolutely fine. Whatever you can do to help relieve some of the financial debt that we have to take on to run this podcast, we appreciate it. So, guys, thank y'all. Y'all take care. And Jerry, I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. I'm sure you're going to have something good to eat waiting on you.
I've already ate.
Oh, see, look at that. That's not fair. That's not fair. That's it. I'm out. Bye, Jerry.
Bye.
What's up, guys? This is Al from the KC Show. We appreciate all the support that y'all have been giving us. We're live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 7 p.m. But now we're also at YouTube at the KC Show. Please go like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way you never miss a live ever.